Have you ever ordered takeout from a restaurant that doesn't seem to exist? Maybe you found it on your favorite delivery app, scrolled through the reviews, and you decide to give it a go, assuming it was just a new local spot. But what if that burger joint, that taco shack, or that sushi bar only existed in the cloud? No storefront, no waitstaff, not even a neon sign flickering in the night. Let's attempt to find out where your food is coming from and who is behind it.
Next time you order your food on a delivery app, your meal might be coming from a ghost kitchen.
Yes, these nondescript buildings often house a dozen or more restaurants, but unless you have a phone, you can't eat the food. CBS 2's Jessica Moore reports.
At the restaurant chain Be Good, you'll find chicken, salads, and wraps, but you won't find seats or customers. All the dishes made here are for delivery only. It's what's known as a ghost kitchen.
As real estate prices go up in downtown Chicago, there's restaurants that are looking to have their footprint here in the city that just can't afford to do your traditional brick and mortar.
Ghost kitchens have become popular with the explosion of traffic on food delivery apps like Grubhub and Seamless. And that's why established restaurants are also getting in on the act.
You have to try to see what trends are coming and try to get ahead of the game on that as much as possible.
Ghost kitchens are popping up all across New York City, like Zool here in Soho. A recent Ohio State study shows that 80% of restaurants don't make it past year 5 in business. And some city council members say ghost kitchens will only make that problem worse.
I'm fearful of the future for the traditional mom and pop restaurant. These models could threaten their very existence.
Ghost kitchens allow food providers to experiment with different cuisines, often preparing multiple kinds of food in the same kitchen, under the same restaurant name. The model raises health and religious concerns, though, for people with allergies or someone ordering kosher.
People should be aware of what they're getting. Somebody may be allergic to peanut butter. They're not telling them. It might be the same bowl, mix it.
They should be like somebody that will go in and inspect everything before they're allowed to go into the website.
And with at least 60% of U.S. consumers ordering delivery twice a week, this business model seems like an inevitable part of our future food. In Soho, Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News.
City Council says it wants more oversight of ghost kitchens, but it is yet to propose specific regulations or policy options.
Many of you have ordered food from online delivery services like Uber Eats or DoorDash. But how do you know you're getting the actual product from the restaurant that you ordered from? Some local restaurateurs told us today that they were being impersonated online, and now an assembly bill aims to stop that practice. It's called a ghost kitchen, a restaurant that impersonates an established eatery on a delivery app but doesn't serve the same food. Local restaurant owner Christina Martin, owner of Meniz's Pizza, tells me she discovered the fraud when she got calls asking for menu items that she didn't serve. She investigated and found a restaurant using her name, but not her food.
When we're competing with all the big guys in Las Vegas, it's tough. And so we pour our time and our energy and our savings and just everything into building these restaurants. To have someone be able to rip it off on behalf of an app is crazy.
Martin also says she was upset with the health rating of the restaurant that was stealing her business, something she says puts the public at risk. James Trees, the chef and owner of popular restaurants including Esther's Kitchen, said he works hard to build his brands.
But if they're going to be ripped off by someone who can just take a picture off of, website and then take a picture of our logo, and all of a sudden they can sell whatever they want at any price, that's not good for us as makers of food and developers of brands. It's not good for consumers in Las Vegas and Nevada.
In response to the complaints, Assemblywoman Serena Torres Fawcett introduced a bill to require food delivery apps to verify a restaurant's business license and county health certificate before delivering their food.
Food delivery platforms have a responsibility of vetting the businesses on their platforms.
A lobbyist for Uber said at a hearing Monday that the company shouldn't bear the burden of investigating the restaurant's credentials and shouldn't be liable for restaurants with expired or revoked health permits. Lobbyists for technology companies said they would work with the sponsor of the bill to try to get an amendment that's acceptable to them, but so far, a proposed amendment by Uber just isn't cutting it. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Steve Sebelius.
The idea sounds spooky, right? But it's not haunted, at least not in the usual way. Ghost kitchens, also called virtual restaurants or cloud kitchens, are a growing phenomenon in the post-pandemic world. They're designed for fast, hyper-efficient delivery. No need for signage or decor, just a slick online presence and a menu that looks legit. These kitchens might operate out of old warehouses, back rooms of existing restaurants, or even converted shipping containers stacked behind city blocks. One address can hold 10, 20, sometimes even 50 restaurants, all pushing out food under totally different names. The reason they exist makes perfect sense: convenience. In many cities, delivery apps became the new storefront. Why spend thousands on rent when you can survive entirely online? Big names like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub saw the future coming, and quietly built empires around it. But there's something uncanny about it too. A world where our meals come from nowhere, made by no one we will ever meet. It represents a larger cultural ghost story, one about invisible systems feeding us without our even realizing who's behind them. There's deception in the mix too. Some celebrity-branded menus, like ghost taco chains or fried chicken concepts, turn out to be the same food from a totally different kitchen. Others exist for a few months, vanish, and reappear with new names and identical menus. In many ways, ghost kitchens are a perfect metaphor for our age. Highly efficient, strangely inauthentic, and eerily detached. They make us ask, what happens when everything we consume becomes both real and not real at the same time? Maybe that's why people are fascinated and freaked out by this stuff. Ghost kitchens mirror the hidden structure of our entire digital world. Invisible lines of code deciding what we see, what we eat, what we crave. And from that invisibility comes an existential question. If our daily life feels this automated and hollow, what happens when the system itself fails? Let's talk about that question, the end. Scientists, writers, and daydreamers have been predicting humanity's downfall forever. But in 2025, the most likely ways the world might actually end feel eerily similar to the way ghost kitchens operate: quiet, invisible, and algorithmic. A runaway algorithm managing food, transport, or power that fails catastrophically, like one massive ghost kitchen running the planet's logistics gone wrong. Rising heat and food scarcity, turning even the most efficient delivery system into dust. Nuclear or bioengineering accidents. Human-made, precise, and hosted in facilities as anonymous as the kitchens feeding your apps. Civilization brought down not by war, but by the simple breakdown of hidden networks. The same kind of invisible networks ghost kitchens depend on. We live in a strange moment, half haunted, half hungry. Ghost kitchens feed us convenience, but also remind us how easy it is to lose track of who's behind the curtain. Maybe the world won't end in fire or ice. Maybe it'll just fade into quiet automation, one digital order at a time. Thank you for joining us in this not-so-delicious mystery. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe for much more. Until next time, don't let the Donald get you down.